voice.
I will start your journey. I will start your journey toward data scientist right from answering to a question, but my approach is something different. That I'll start with very basic example. What is data science by example? I'll make you understand how to become a data scientist. You might be having question related to who can be a data scientist. What are the job opportunities? Then data science training modules, which is provided by DB Analytics, and the story about the successful students, how they came from, what was their background, where they are today, what exactly they're doing. This is what I'll talk about. So when I start with data science by an example, so what I'll do here, guys, I'll start with very practical way to present this. Okay. So guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So guys, I'll take you through a telecom analysis today. What I'll do here, I open an Excel file. Okay. So let's say I take someone is here, which is called Abhishek. Abhishek, are you there? Abhishek, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek, what is your mobile number?
700
700
894
894
1404
1406. Okay.
04.
Okay. So which operator you're using? Which
Geo.
telecom company? Geo. Okay.
Reliance Geo.
Okay. Good. So Abhishek, can you tell me in a day how many minutes you make calls?
Approx 20 to 25
20 to 25 minutes. Let's say 20
max.
minutes. You're making 20 minutes call. Very nice. Can you tell me in a day, how much data you consume?
Data 1.5.
Are you sure that you're consuming entire data 1.5?
Mm, daily, if you say,
Have you
then
ever tracked your
1 GB.
data's 1 GB, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So tell me in a month, what is your usage in terms of your voice? 600 minutes?
Yes, sir.
And how much data you are consuming?
28 GB.
You are consuming, let's say, 30 GB. Example. Okay. Per day, 1 GB is 30 GB data you are using, right? So this is what your use is. Okay. So I take another example, Ruchika here. Ruchika, let's say your mobile number, I put it something like this.
Okay.
So which operator you're using? Let's say you are using Airtel.
Airtel.
How much voice you are consuming in a day, in minutes?
Around 60.
60. Very nice.
Yeah.
And how much data you are consuming in a day?
1.5 to 2 GB.
Okay. So you might be having a 2 GB plan there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 1.5 GB data you are using in a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So on an average, you are making 1800 minutes call
Yeah.
and you are consuming around 45 GB, if I'm
Right.
not wrong, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, guys, there are two different customers, Abhishek and Ruchika. Did you see their uses? Did you see their uses? And now I just want to
Yes.
ask you guys, what is your recharge amount? Tell me. What is your recharge amount? Abhishek?
So mine is 399.
399. Okay. And how much your recharge amount?
So mine is postpaid.
So how much you're paying on an average in a month?
1500.
Every month.
Yeah. So it's a joint account.
So how much you are paying then? This 1500.
Uh, Sir, I'm not sure
How many
about
people are
this.
using this 1500?
Sorry?
How many people are using this?
Two people. Two people.
So let's say
Yeah.
750.
Yeah.
Okay. So your connection is two ways now. One is prepaid and one is postpaid. Can you see this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the ARPU, average revenue per user in a month? If I talk about this guy is paying around, this is by 3 months, 133 rupees, and you are paying every month 1500, 750. This should be multiplied into 3. So let's I put it here, 750 multiplied by 3, which is this, and every month you are paying 750 as your average revenue per user. So this is what you're providing to Airtel. Okay. So guys, let me see. There are two different customers. Look at their usage and look at their payment that they're converting here. So what happens in telecom, guys? We look at any particular customer that uses either way into data or into voice. Okay. So I give you a grading system here, the analysis. I make this analysis in 4 parts. So I call this as high, I call this as low, I call this as low, I call this as high. Okay. So high means I want to give a different background, let's say green and white color. And low means I want to give a background of red color and white as a font. Okay. Now what I'll do here, I apply this over here and I apply over this. Now below here, I call this is my voice user, and in this I call this is my data user. So see this, guys. Now tell me, if a customer falls into high data and high voice, is more profitable or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now if a customer is falling into, guys, please go on mute. If a customer falls into high data and low voice, what do you call this? It's a power data customer. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. If a customer falls here where it is the voice is very high but data is very low, which they fall into power, what do you call this? This is also power voice customer,
Yeah.
right? And this one kind of customer, we call them as a miser customer. Are you
Hmm.
getting it? I give a different color to this also. This color. Are you getting this? So I will
Yes, sir.
call this customer as a bona fide. I will call this customer as a power data customer. So I will have a different strategy for this customer. This is going to be power voice, and this is going to be a miser customer. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So every company they will try to what? Retain bona fide customer because they are the most revenue earning customer. Yes or no?
Hmm.
Okay. Now, what would be the strategy? Being a data scientist, we'll try to do analysis to try to convert this power data to bona fide. That would be my strategy here. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I will also have a strategy here how to convert this power voice customer to a bona fide customer. I'll also make a strategy here how to slowly convert this miser customer to either way the power data, or I can convert them to a power voice. This should be a strategy, right? So
Yeah.
every time I would be taking my customer usage data, I will try to make different strategy where I can convert those customer from miser to power data or miser to power voice or power voice to bona fide, power data to bona fide. If I could convert customer to this, I will be more profitable, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what I will do now, guys, I will take some real-time data to make some analysis for you to make you understand how the role of a data scientist is being required to every industry. Okay. So let me save this file first. I go for saving this file here. I go back to the demo, your folder. So I just go here, I keep it here called step one analysis. So I just keep it like this, the Excel file. I close this file here. Now I'll show you the data, guys, how it comes. It is showing the telecom usage data right from 2019 January till 2019 December. If you open this data, what do you see here? It is the mobile number. It is given the year month of 2019 January, and the voice has been consumed by this customer, which is 772 voice. This is the MOU, minutes of usage, and only 2 GB data has been consumed by this mobile phone. So guys, what kind of customer it is? It is a power data or power voice?
Power voice.
It's a
Our
power voice.
voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now look at this mobile number, which is having consumed voice of 1851 minutes and 26 GB data. What do you call this customer? Bona fide or power data customer or power voice? What do I say?
Bonafide.
It's a bona fide
Bonafide.
customer, right? So guys,
Yeah.
this is what the data is given about the customer right from 2019 January till 2019 December. That is all in text file. Now, before taking this data to be analyzed, what I can do here, guys, I open an Excel file here, right? I take this step to data analysis. So what I'll do here, I open my Excel file. It is a blank Excel file. In order to get data to my Excel file here, what I'll do here, so I'll go for data. I'll choose the file which is a text file. I click on the from text file here. The moment I click on text file, it will ask me where your file is located. So I will be going for my D drive. I have a demo. Inside this, I create a demo 2010 where I have all these files. Now I'll go for importing 2019-01. The moment I import it, it is going to, Excel is going to read this data, identifying the delimiter. It is showing this is how your data looks like. It's a yes, all fine. Now load the data. So now it has loaded data from that text file to an Excel file into a tabular form where you can read properly like mobile number, year, month, voice, and data. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I call this, rename this sheet name called uses 2019 January. Same way, I'll go for the next file to be imported. I go here, 2019 February. Now it would be importing data for 2019 February. I said load the data. So now I got data here. This is called usage 2019-02 February. Same thing, I'll go for importing one more time. The next file, which is going to be 2019-03. Guys, don't you think like I'm doing very manual job in terms of reading this data one by one? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
doing it
sir.
manual. Imagine I got 100 of files. Do I really need to go and do this? No, I'll
No.
not. So I have to think about how to automate this process. So we learned about automations here. Now,
Yes, sir.
once you have this 2019 January, February, March, now let's combine all. So what you'll do here, you will say combine all data. So how will you combine all data? You will take 2019 January data here. Below this data, you will take the data for 2019 February. I'll go here and I'll go for pasting this here. Then go for 2019-03. I go for copying and I paste this data here. Guys, don't you think it is also manual?
Yes.
Yes or no? So we will
Yes, sir.
not do this manual thing. We want to do things very quick and we want to automate this process. I never want to do this kind of repetitive task. So I close this up here. So the file which I created, I just close this here. Now this is called step 2 data analysis, which I said rename as called manual. Now I'll go for creating this another Excel file. I call this step 2 data analysis. This time I'll do it as automation. Now think about how to do the automations. So in this example, I'll open this Excel file here, right? If I want to automate anything into Excel, I must use Excel VBA program. That means I have to go for opening the developer tab where I have a Visual Basic applications. I'll teach you about how to write the VBA programming. I go to insert a module here. In this module, guys, I have kept my code. I just want to show you how to go for reading data. So Control A, Control C, this is the code. I paste it, but we'll teach you each and everything how to write this program. At this point of time, I just simply copy this VBA program. Don't get panic, guys, looking at this program. Trust me, you should be able to write this, but when we take the classes for VBA program, as of now, I'm just trying to show you what is called automation in Excel. Now I have this data. When I click on this, it is saying, where is your file? I go back to my D drive folder. I go to my demo 2010. This is where my file is located. I go to telecom data. This is where my file is located. I said okay. The moment I say okay, you can see in the back end, it started reading data from the text file. So it's reading data now for each and every text file to be imported and stored to this Excel file. Now see. Okay. So guys, what you can see here, your data has been imported right from, let's delete this one, blank sheet, right from 2019 January, February, March, April, all the text file has been imported. Can you see this? Guys,
Yes.
Yes,
all the
sir.
file has been imported. Now the next one, what I want to do here, I'll go for adding one insert module, one more program I want to add here, where I'll go for appending all the sets. I say Control A, Control C this code, and I paste it over here, where in this code I'm going to append all the sheets into one sheet that would be all year month. Let's say I want to give this as usage. Are you getting this? I want to create one new sheet which will say all year month usage. Can you see this? Now if I run this program here, what will happen, it will go to each and every sheet, will take data and it will append to one file that is called all uses, all year month uses. Now if you run this program here, what you see, the file has been created with the name of all year month uses. Can you see this, guys, here? Now
Yes,
if
sir.
you go for
Yes.
making a filter on year month, you see all the 2019 January till 2019 December data has been appended here. Can you see this, guys? Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So how much time it took? Not even 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, we automate this process. Now this is what is very important, guys. When you say, do I really need to look for coding? Yes, it is required. Whenever we do the analysis, before analysis, we need to get the data. We need to manipulate data by using more optimized way. Hence, we have to first reading data, that is also automated. We have to append data, that is also automated, so that we can save time. Now, once we have our data is available here, next step is that I'll open another Excel file, Control N, where I copy this data only. This is the data which is going to be used for analysis. I copy this to another Excel file. I save this Excel file. In this, I call this step 3, data analysis and reporting. So let's understand what does it mean. So this is what the data I got it. Now I close my previous file here. So this is what the data which I got it, guys, here. Now using this data, I'm going to analyze. So how should I analyze now? Imagine I decided to go for creating something called voice segment. I also decided to go for creating data segment. What is data segment? I'm saying if the usage is greater or equal to 1000 minutes, I call this as a high voice user, HV. Again, if This usage greater or equal to 500 but less than 1000, I call this as mid voice user. Else I'll call low voice user, which is LV. I close the bracket. So now I can easily identify, looking at the mobile number and the usage, whether they're high voice, whether they're medium voice, whether they're low voice. Can you see this?
Yes.
Same thing for data. I go for creating this. If the data usage greater or equal to 20 GB, I call HD, high data user. I also write here, if the data usage greater or equal to 5 GB but less than 20 GB is called mid data user, else called low data user, LD. So this is how I can identify this particular customer. It's a mid voice user and it's a low data user. For this particular customer is a high voice user and high data user. Can you see this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now taking these two segments here, I do pay spatial and some values. Now I really want to ask you guys, how will you go for a customer segmentation? So let me go for removing this all. I just get unique combination. Now using this voice and data, you will go for customer segmentation. So tell me guys, how will you go for customer segmentation in this case? Medium data, medium voice, low data. What do you call this as? Is a casual customer? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
High data, high voice is going to be a bona fide customer.
Yeah.
Now low voice, high data, it's a power.
Power data.
Okay. Now medium voice, high data. What do you call this as?
Power data.
Medium voice, high data. What do you call them? Bona fide, or you will call them something different?
Bona fide.
Bona fide.
Yes, we'll call them as bona fide. Now tell me, if you go for high voice, low data, what do you call this?
Um,
Pa- Power
Power
voice.
voice, right? And low voice, mid data, what do you call this?
Casual.
Casual. Now you will have a high voice, medium data, what do you call them as?
Bona fide.
And you have here, which is called as medium data, medium voice, what do you call this as?
casual.
Casual. Low data, low voice, what do you call them as?
Miser.
Miser.
Major.
So how many customer segmentation you created here? One is bona fide, one is casual, one is called miser, one is power voice, one is power data. There are 5 segmentation which
5.
you created out of this, right?
Yes.
Now what you can do here, guys, you have to create, let's say I go for creating this as a mixed segmentation. So how do you make segment? You do this ampersand this is the segmented value which is given here as a customer segment. So I go for writing here custom underscore segment. So how will I get that? I write a VLOOKUP in Excel, this ampersand this. Within these two values, I want to see the customer segment 210. I'll tell you what is VLOOKUP when you go to the class. So guys, this is how I got my data having these are the manipulative field. This is also another manipulative field which talks about customer segmentation. Making sense?
Yes.
Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
So now using this data, so this is called my metadata. So we call this as a metadata. Now I will be using this data to summarize. So I right click on this, do pay spatial and some values here. In these values, what I'll do here in this data. So I will write here summarize data. So how will you summarize this data? You go for making a pivot table. In this pivot table, I want to show business about my customer segment. These are the different segments which I have. Can you see this, guys? Right? So I want to take power data little opt. I also want to take power voice little opt. That's it. So this is how my segment is. I want to show how many customers I have. So I show here, so value as a count. It shows me out of 12,000 customers, by bona fide, I have these many customers. By casual, I have these many customers. By power data, I have these many customers. By power voice, I have these many customers. And miser, I have 292 customers. Over this, if I look at their total voice usage and total data usage, so I can take this here. Now, this is called voice, which is in minutes. This is called data, which is in GBs. Is this clear now, guys? Now, if I look at this data, I may not be able to take any decisions out of that properly. So what I did here, I copy this data over here. I paste this. I'm saying so value as percentage of the column data. It's saying that almost 64% of the entire customer base is bona fide. What percentage of data voice usage they're giving you? So value as percentage column data. It's saying 64% bona fide customer. They're giving you 81% of the total voice usage. Awesome. Now going for the data, if you so value percentage of column data, it's saying that. So guys, if you look at properly, let me go for removing the decimal values. Okay. So I apply the same thing over all. Okay. Okay. Now, so what I'm trying to tell business here, that this is the most profitable customer. Yes or no? 64% of the customer base, they're giving you 82% of the MOU, along with that 75% of the data usage. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look closely, the power data customer here, the casual, so only their 15% customer, they're giving you 7% of the both voice and data. So this is something where you see business is going down, right? But if you look at this particular customer, it's a huge potential, almost 13% of power data customer, those are giving 18% of the voice usage, data usage, but voice is only 3%. Can
Hmm.
we convert this customer to this plan? Yes or no?
Yes.
So they are the more, so now we have to make proper strategy in place so that we could convert them. Now only 5% customer, those are power voice, they're contributing only 80% of this and 0% to the data usage. Something going wrong. So what happened to my power voice customer? Why their usage? Let me do this. Okay. Their usage is very less for the data. They're into voice only. So this is something my business is going down along with Miser. So these are the two areas where my business is not actually helping me to grow. But there are high possibility that I can convert either a casual to bona fide or casual to power data or power data to bona fide. This is something, this is almost occupying your 92% of the customer base. Can you see this? And they give you voice usage of around 92%, data usage of around 99% data is coming from this base customer. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
Right? Now, to showcase this in more informative way, what I can do here, in this, I remove the voice, I remove the data, this is the mobile number, and I try to show this, make this to a filter, take it by year month. Okay. So this is what my 1,000 customer base, which is from 2019 January to 2019 December. Now, over this, I go to give a slicer on my customer segment. Now, if I look for my bona fide, this is the customer base which is coming. I select this all and I create a trend here. What I'm trying to show here on my data series, make the fill line to be smoothen here and reduce the size. Okay. So this is my bona fide customer over 2019 December. What you see here? There is a drop from 2019 October till 2019 December. My bona fide is going down. Does it look good to the business, guys?
No.
So,
If I go for casual, it's growing. If I go for miser, it is also growing. Power data is growing. Power voice is going down. So something that I have to do immediately to avoid this kind of issues with my customer, because I cannot lose my bona fide customer. Are you getting this?
yes, sir.
Are you getting this? So now this
Yes.
is what the strategy that we should work out on this data to identify who are the bona fide customers. Now what I did here, guys, using this data, I do one more summary analysis. So let me show you what is the summary analysis I'm doing here. Now, in this, I go for creating a pivot table here. I'm taking each mobile number wise customer segment in column, and I take mobile as here as a count. I say summarize value as a count. So what does this mean? This customer is 8 times bona fide in last 12 months. Can you see this?
Yes.
This customer is 10 times bona fide in last 12 months. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So don't you think these are the potential customer, those who have gone more than 6 times as bona fide, right? So what you will do first, you try to understand taking this data, you make a strategy here. You are saying, let's say action. So action means um, called promo 1, promo 2, promo 3, right? So I'm saying if any customer has gone greater or equal to 6 times in a year as bona fide, if the count is greater or equal to 1, then I call this as promo 1 to be given to this customer. If this customer, any customer is greater or equal to 2 times, I will go for promo 2. Else, I'll make them all into promo 3 plans. So now I need to select all the customer here, those who are into promo 1. So these many customers are there. Those who have gone more than 6 times as what? As your bona fide. So these are the customers. Now what strategy you need to build in? Strategy would be for the bona fide with promo 1. I have given this way. Promo 1 and promo 2. Let's say what would be the strategy. So the plan which can be offered, let's say 600. In this, we can target also 600. Now, this is one plan. So where you can give validity up to 84 days. Same thing over here. In this, what you can do here, you can convert voice. So you give voice as unlimited. In this, you give voice of 5000 cap, 5000 minutes MOU. In this, you give data which is called 2 GB per day. In this case, you also give 2 GB per day. Now, you give benefit here. The benefit is that you give, now IPL is coming, you give Hotstar free for 3 months. In this case, you give Amazon Prime free for 3 months. Are you getting this, guys? Guys,
Yes,
Hotstar
sir.
along with Amazon Prime is free for 3 months. Are you getting this?
Yes.
So why do we do this? Why do we do this? Because we want to remain this bona fide customer with promo 1 plan should remain as promo 1 customer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Also, you can offer this customer with 2399 recharge. Right? So what is 2399? 365 days, unlimited calls, 760 GB data, which is yearly data you will consume. You get Hotstar, Amazon, along with that you also get, what is the next one? Netflix. Netflix free, yearly plan. Are you getting this?
Yes.
So you can, once you see the customer is taking this plan, you are not going to worry about this customer behavior for next 1 year. You are completely free out of that one because customer paid money for 1 year. They will have to use it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you getting this? So, guys, this is what we take the data. So now imagine how the role of a data scientist came through. In this example, the first one, step one, reading data. So you read data. Step two,
उन्होंने अभी को उठा लिया यार सोती नहीं है बिल्कुल भी
manipulate data. Guys, please go on mute. Guys, please go on mute. You did manipulation of the data. You did analysis of the data. Then step four, you did presentation and recommendation. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes.
So these are
Yes.
the four steps you did. To do this, you got a skill set called Excel. To do this as Excel and VBA. For this example, simple example, right? Now, Excel has a limitation. So how many rows it can have? 10,48,576 rows. So if you are talking about Excel limitations, we have 10,48,576 records we can manage. Imagine India as a country of 130 crore population. If you talk about telecom density, how many people they're using telecom or mobile phones, it is coming around 70%. So 70% of 130 crore, which is not less than 91 crore customer, right? If one
Yes.
customer makes 10 calls in a day, right? The same customer will create 300 records in a month. Now, if you multiply this 300 with 90, which will come around 270,000 or 2,70,000 crores of records. Do you think, guys, these many records we can manage in Excel?
No.
So we have to definitely think about using Python, using SAS, using SQL, using R, or using big data SDFS, Hadoop Distributed Filing System, to manage this data. So this is where we need to go for learning the higher version of this. But I'm just trying to help you understand how you can think about data to be analyzed, to be summarized, to be used for decision making. Then we can go for business, helping them how to increase their profitability. So tell me, guys, how will you get profitability? How to get profitability? First step, acquire customer. So what do you do? When you are creating any plan for the market, there are competitors also making plans. You need to have an acquisition strategy. So what should be done? Guys, please don't use these drawings here. Okay. Okay. So first is acquisition strategy. Second, you'll make customer uses analysis, which we did now. Then the third one is called retention strategy. How to retain my customer? They should not leave my services, which you gave this offer. You're giving this offer because you're retaining this customer for 1 year. You're retaining this customer for at least 84 days. You're making these plans. Then four, increase revenue from customer usage. So guys, this is what mostly the role of a data scientist who tells business. The first one, what is happening? how my customers are behaving, why it is happening. We did this analysis. What will happen to the future? We will use statistics, predictive modeling, machine learning. Will tell business what will happen to the future if my customer behave like this. Then you will go for what should be done. It's a recommendation that you want to give to the business. Now, this is going to be the role of a data scientist. Are you getting this, guys? Right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So, what happens when we apply for a data science role? Let me explain what is going on. So, they need data science into three areas of expertise. One is called DBMS programming. Second one, they need somebody who can do the data analysis and create reporting and visualization to present the analysis. Third one, who can recommend business about the next step, which is called as your data mining skills, right? So what you learn here, you start with a journey as Excel, you learn VBA, you learn SQL programming, you learn SAS programming, you learn R, you learn Python. You learn about big data and Scala data framework to manage both structured and unstructured form of the data. So this is what is required for DBMS programming. Reporting, you must know Excel, base and advanced for reporting. You must know Tableau, you must know Power BI, or if you know anything about Click product. There are so many data visualization tools, but these are the three different products which mostly we are giving training because we know this is how the requirement is coming to us from the company, and we are making more placement through these skill sets. Okay. Now, the next one is data mining, where we'll start with statistics and little bit about linear algebra using mathematics. We'll learn about predictive modeling. We'll learn about machine learning. We'll learn about deep learning, and we'll learn about artificial intelligence or reinforcement learning. So guys, this is how your journey is going to be defined when you say that I want to become as a data scientist. So these are the skill set which is much more needed to go with. So what happens? Some people saying that, do I really need to cover up everything? Trust me, guys, you can cover up everything within 5 months' time. It's not a rocket science. You can do this, and we have been doing that with our students for a long time, and they're successful. So don't feel like so many tools. Do I really need to do this? There are a couple of tools are there. Those you can be completed just in 2 days. So nothing to worry about. Okay, mostly it takes time to this part, and few of this it's going to be this SAS, SQL programming, Python programming. It will take little more time because this is the area where you learn about more programming, automation, manipulation techniques. Then coming to data visualization is just 2 weekends you can finish one tool, so that's not a big deal. But this is how you're going to plan for. Okay, but if you really say what is the plan for, we have 5 months plan. I say month one. In the month one, we give you training in Excel, VBA, we give you SQL, and we give you Python. So this is the month one plan. Then when it comes to month two plan, in month two, we complete your W, we complete your Power BI. Along with that, we start with your SAS class. So this is how month two. Now month three is going to be here. which is mostly on stats and mathematics, predictive modeling using Python, machine learning using Python, deep learning using Python, and reinforce, which is called AI, using Python, Keras, and TensorFlow. So this is the plan of month 3 and month 4. This will also repeat here, month 4. Mostly month 4, you guys are hitting for these things. Okay. So this would be your month 4 plan. You also start with SAS Advanced Analytics here. Then in month 5, we go with SAS Advanced Analytics, which includes machine learning. Along with, we learn about big data and Scala data framework. So this is going to be your guys month 1 to month 5 plan. Making sense? Okay.
Yes.
So now I'll tell you why it is important to know everything. So let me open my Gmail. I search for data science jobs, which normally the mail comes to. Hmm. So I take any one of this example here. Let's say this is the example. Okay. So this is a company who has seen my resume in LinkedIn. They are looking for manager in commerce analytics. The skill set which they are looking at, can you read this here, guys? Should be good at Excel, VBA, SQL, SAS, Python. Should be knowing Excel, VBA, R, Python, and SAS. Along with that, should have a knowledge about Excel, VBA, SQL Server, Python, W, Power BI, data visualization. Should be knowing about PowerPoint presentation using Excel and PowerPoint. This is the mandatory skill they're looking at. Along with that, they're saying should be good at machine learning using k-means, random forest, decision trees, deciles. So this is what they're saying. We want to hire a person having these are the skills. Can you see these guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So they are asking most of it. 90% of the tool from here, they need this here. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
give you
sir.
one more example. Let me show you something here. I don't know about this. Let me open this first. See what requirement they have said. Correct. So look at their requirement 10 to 15 years experience. They need person should be knowing SQL, R, Python, statistical tools. Should be knowing W and ClickView. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Should be good at MS Office tool like Excel, Access, PowerPoint. Should be strong at data mining, database programming, and analysis. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me open another job experience which is coming. Anyone? Okay. Is this guy? Can you see what skill set they have written here?
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me open one more. Any one of these. What is that? Hyderabad job opportunities. Should have a good knowledge. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this? So, guys,
Yes.
this is what when you say I want to join as a data scientist, it is not like any other profile. I know Java, I'll get only Java. I know Oracle, I will go only for Oracle PLSQL, or SQL DB, I'll go for SQL DB. No. Data science is a mixture of your all three skill sets. One is database management programming, reporting visualization, and data mining skills. Making sense, guys? That is the reason why we have combined this, create our complete course curriculum. So if you really go and see the course curriculum which we have designed for you guys from DV Analytics, you might have seen this particular page. If you have not seen, let me explain you what we are talking about here. I'm not sure you can see this screen. Okay, let me show you here. We are covering database management programming, having these are the skill set. We go to data visualization. These are the skill set: Tableau, Power BI, ClickView, ClickSense. If you go back to the data mining, we cover off here with what? Statistics, mathematics foundations, Excel advanced analytics, SAS predictive modeling and machine learning, R predictive modeling, machine learning and AI, Python predictive modeling, machine learning and AI using Keras and TensorFlow. So this is how, guys, we have completely designed your training data science full course curriculums. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Right, guys? So yes, so I completed most of it which is required. Now what happens? Job seekers, when students come to us, so they have urgency. We say urgency 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so some people say that, sir, I am really looking for a job very badly, and I cannot wait for month 5 to complete. How soon I can apply for a job? You can apply for a job just after this. If you know this much skill set, you will definitely get a job. If you are that urgent, you can always apply for a job after knowing this, or it is advisable to apply for a job after knowing this all. Okay, so this is where you can apply. But the only thing in this case, let's say, example, you say I have 3 years of experience. How much I should expect? You will expect approximate salary will come 12 to 12 lakhs. Max you can consider 12 lakhs. That is what we have seen from our data. Okay. Now, if you go with SAS and having these other skill sets, how much salary you must expect here? Let me say you. You will expect not less than. So in this case, is going to be 10 to 12 lakhs. In this case, it would be 10 to 15 lakhs company will offer. But if it's a 3 years of experience, but if you come to this, how much you should expect, even if you have 3 years of experience, even if you have 3 years of experience, you must not expect salary less than 12 to 17 lakhs. Are you getting this, guys, here? If you say 3 years of experience, the more experience you show, it should be years of experience to be multiplied with 3.5 lakhs. That is what our industry salary you can consider. If you say I have 8 years of experience, you should not be expecting a salary less than, so 8 into 3 is 24. You can take it like I will not be offered less than 25 lakhs. That is how industry pays in India. 8 years of experience. Are you getting it, guys? Are you getting this?
Yes.
And trust me, if you really want to see actual that much salary comes, so let me show you here. कौन से प्रोफाइल पे सैलरी दिया था उन्होंने? लेट मी सी. मोस्टली दे डोंट शेयर. आई विल चेक इट. AVP kind of position is there. Okay. Can you see
Yes, sir.
how much they're offering
Sir, 22:45.
and what skill set they're looking at? Can you see this?
Yes, yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? So data science industry is actually paying very good salary, guys, and it has a long future. You may not hear this during this pandemic. People working data science, they have been fired. Mostly we are the backbone of any organization, so we normally don't see any firing cases unless we are not able to perform. If we are able to perform, no company will lose our kind of candidature. Are you getting it, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what I want to tell you, guys. Now I'll quickly take you through. Let me show it here. Okay. So let me save this file for you guys. What I'll do here, I'll quickly take you through a demo, a PPT, which will explain you each and every step of it. As we discuss this part, let me start with data science by an example. As we said, when you talk about mobile phone, it has two uses. One is called voice, one is called data. The voice can be measured by minutes, data can be measured by what? GBs. Now there are four different types of customer we have it. One is called Arvaz, Prachi, Lisa, and Aman. Now, what happens if you look at the behavior of Arvaz for last 12 months is going like this. Can you see this, guys? Both data and voice is going up. Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay. If you go to Lisa, what is happening here? The voice is going up, but the data is going down. You could have understand this behavior of Lisa in 2019 June, but you are waiting till 2019 December, where your data is continuously going down, down, down. Are you getting this? Guys, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
You could have
Yes.
understood this
Yes,
customer
sir.
behavior from 2019 June, but you hold it for
Yes.
another 6 months, where there is a high chances that this customer will lose your service. They may go to other operator, getting good benefit both for voice and data. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next is Prachi kind of customer. What is happening here? Both voice and data is going down. What do you think? By 2020, this customer will remain in my service or they will leave?
They leave, sir.
They will leave. Now, we could have done this analysis in 2019 June or July, but we hold it for 2019 December, where there is a high chances we will be losing this customer, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, going for Aman kind of customer, what is happening? Opposite. Data is going up, voice is going down. We could have done that in 2019 June, but we waited till 2019 December. Now, this 6 months gap, which has happened because you do not have a proper data scientist who could help you to analyze and who could help you to tell you about the current business scenario with customer behavior. If you do not have a data scientist, your business will not go that smooth. They will always understand your business, they will always give you guidance so that you can survive for a long time with lots of profitability and customer satisfaction. So they need data scientists. What data scientists can do, they can predict this behavior. Can you see this? The behavior of Arva says it will go. The behavior of Prachi says she will go down. The behavior of Lisa for 2020 January, February, March, you can forecast using statistics, time series forecasting. You can say usage for data will go down, chances you will lose. Usage for voice will go down, chances that you will lose. To whom? Common kind of customer. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes.
Right? So this is how we understand the customer behavior. Now, what we do customer segmentation in two parts. So you understand where Arvaz falls in into bona fide category, where Aman falls in power data, where Lisa falls in power voice, where Prachi falls in miser
Yes.
category. Now, each segmented customer will have a different strategy. Now, tell me, this 2121 plan from Geo having Netflix and Amazon Prime is free for 504 GB data along with 336 days validity. To whom we will offer this? Can you offer this to 121 to Arvaz, Prachi, Lisa, Raman? Can I can I offer this to Prachi 2121? Guys, can I offer this? Whom will you give this offer?
Arvaz.
Very nice. So when it is Arvaz, we can target by 2121 offer or 555 offer. When it goes to Prachi, we'll offer mini booster plan, 149 rupees recharge or 51 rupees recharge, where you get existing plan with 6 GB data uses. Along with, if you go for Lisa, you can target these are the plans. If you go for Aman, you can target these plans along with this plan as well. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how, guys, the role of a data scientist in telecom. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right? So let me go here. The strategy first, acquire customer. When there are 90 crore customers in India, Airtel is there, Vodafone is there, Jio is there, BSN is there. How I will get my customer, right? That is how you need to make an acquisition strategy by giving most attractive offer so that customer will come to your network. Second, once customer comes, they should not leave my services. That is called retention strategy I need to making. By making them 3 months plan, by making them 1 year plan, by understand their requirement, try to give them good offers, promos to retain them with your services by comparing your competitor offers.
Yes.
Third one, once you win their trust, try to engage them for long-term relationship. You might be using this same connection for last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That is how trust and engagement has been built up with that operator, and you never want to change that operator, right?
Yes.
Then the next is going to be your how to increase the usage and revenue from the customer usage point. That you need to make a strategy of it, right? Are you
Yes.
getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, telecom data. India is a population of 130 crore. Around 90 crore people, those are using mobile phones. If you talk about the data, which is going to, let's say, if you make 5 calls in a day, it is 450 crore data in a day. 30 days is 13,500 crores. Multiplied by 12 months, which is 1,62,000 crores of data, which is going to which is going to generate from the telecom. Imagine, guys, this is a huge data. What they need, they cannot keep that into Excel. They will go for Oracle, they'll go for SQL, Teradata, or big data environment where they want to keep the data. How data will look like? This is how the example. Mobile number, plan, pay per second plan, circle Karnataka, recharge amount, days left in the recharge, what is the MOU, minutes of usage has been used. That MOU has been break local MOU, STD MOU, ISD MOU. Where the call is going more. Data, where the data has been consumed more. Is it on WhatsApp? Is it on Facebook? Is it Netflix? Is it Amazon Prime or Hotstar or any other? You will have complete information about the customer usage. Now, based on this usage, you will go for analyzing and targeting customers separately. The role of a telecom data scientist, right from the one, data management. You will access data from multiple source files. Second, going for data analysis insights. Try to segment customers, segment data, segment voice, look at the behavior, try to do more insightful presentations. Third, you'll go for predicting what will happen to the future. You'll also suggest business what should be done further, what plan we should bring in, right? Fourth one is going to be develop these automated actions. You cannot go for one by one customer to analyze. You have to write an automated actions using machine learning and artificial intelligence, where you write a machine learning algorithm. System will automatically looking at the customer uses. They will identify what should be done and how to treat this customer, what plan offer we should give. So system will recommend that. You don't want that to do manually every time. So you will write machine learning and artificial intelligence for that. So you have to have this combination together. You become as a telecom data scientist. Guys, did you understand till this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Next, I'll give not only about telecom, let's talk about Reliance Retail. Reliance Retail, you have Reliance Fresh and Reliance Martin has come in, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So imagine in Reliance Retail, tell me how many stores they have. They have around 4,000 stores across Pan India. One store is having 1,000 customer visit in a day. If a customer is buying 10 items, it creates 10,000 in a day. Multiplied by 30 is going to create 3 lakhs record. Imagine you are going to Reliance Place. You are buying your biscuits, your ice cream, you are buying your shampoos or your beauty products, along with that your grocery items, rice, dal, whatever you buy all together. is not less than 10 items on an average? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So how many records in a day customer will create? 10,000 records in one store. Multiply 30 is going to be 3 lakhs records in a month in one store. Multiply 12 months is 36 lakhs records for one store. And you have 4,000 stores. Imagine how much data you will create. You'll create 1,440 crores records of data. And what this data is all about: who are my customer, how often they're visiting to me, how much they're paying per visit, what products they're buying, what quantity, what price, what discount, how much profit margin I'm getting through by selling this. Everything is going to capture. How much inventory I should maintain based on the demand, supplies and demand, which is coming from the customer visits and purchase. This all thing can be analyzed by the data scientist. They will help business to understand how to make a strategy to get the customer coming to your store time and again. They should be retaining within your service. They should not go to your they should not go to, let's say, more. They should not go to a big bazaar. They should always come and stay to you. That is where they'll make a strategy out of it. Next is called retail data scientist. The first target for you: how to acquire customer, how to get customer experience, understand how to go for making customer analytics, segment the customer based on the behavior, target them separately, bring promotions and offers with different special offers, try to make supply chain analysis properly before time the product should be available to the customer, and supply chain costs should be minimized so that we could reduce the price in terms of attracting the customer to come to my store. Third, how to increase revenue from engagement, usage, as well as getting new customer from the market to increase your revenue. This is the role of a retail data scientist when they work into any retail industry. I give another example, guys. In bank, what happens in bank? Bank provide different offers like saving bank account, current bank account, deposits, loans, other facilities. So within loan, when bank gives loan, they need to understand the risk appetite with the customer, whether the loan should be approved, cancelled, or declined. Once it is approved, they look at the performance of this customer or account. Based on that, if the account is good, they're making payment on time. They try to maintain further relationship. They try to give you credit card. They try to give you offer of home loan, SIP plan, or personal loans. Once you're using the credit card, they will try to understand where you're using this card more. They'll try to create some kind of cashback offer to increase your behavior from the credit card usage. They will also try to acquire customers showing different attractive offers, a cashback plan with your partnership. Like if you're going to Shopper Stop using Citibank card, you get 5% cashback. If you're going to Indian Oil using Citibank card, you get your reward points, which can be redeemed towards petrol. Or if you're using HDFC card, going to yatra.com, booking the ticket on Monday or Tuesday, you get definitely straight away 700 to 1000 rupees cashback on your ticket booking. So these are the partnership they create, and where they want to provoke customer to use more cards, right?
Okay.
Yes.
You also do data scientists to identify the fraud transactions. They will they will make the ML algorithm in such a place where the transaction, looking at the transaction, they can easily identify whether it is a fraud or it is not a fraud. If it is a fraud, how to detect to the customer, saying whether these transactions happen by this customer or not. There's a trigger will come to you and you will pick the call saying that, hey, there is a transaction of 30,000 from your account. If it is you who has done this, press 1, else press 2. Are you getting it? You get sometimes this kind of call, yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
So how this fraud analytics process is happening at the back end? Somebody is doing this entire data analysis, creating those kind of algorithm towards more automated action. They are called data scientists. Does it make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, guys. So now, how to become as a data scientist? As I said, you should be very strong from managing structured, unstructured forms of data. What is unstructured form of the data? Data can come through your social media, data can come through your feedback, data can come through your charts, data can come through your emails, data can come through your call center, or voice transcription, or ratings which customers are giving, or online communication, communities where customers are feeding their feedback. You combine this data, both structured, unstructured, this becomes such a complete data. Now, using this data, you'll go for these are the steps. So 80% data related to database management programming, and reporting visualization is 80%. 20% goes to data mining, where you learn about statistics, mathematics towards artificial intelligence using machine learning and deep learning. This is how your entire journey begins as a data scientist. Clear now, guys? Guys, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
So you have, these are the skills that is required, guys. First, you learn about managing data to tell business what is happening. You need to know about data visualization to do further deep dive analysis. Tell business why it is happening. You'll have a third step of it where you'll tell business, what is happening, what will happen to the future, and what should be done further. Then the next step of it, when you recommend business what should be done, you'll create an automated action using ML, DL, and artificial intelligence. So this is how your step by step follows from here to here to here to here. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Next step, what are the tools are required? As I said, you have to strong in these are the tools for database management programming. You have to strong at data visualization. Then you have to strong at data mining using these are the tools. So this is how the combination of tools which makes you a perfect data scientist. Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now, who can? Any graduate, any technical, non-technical graduate, they can become as a data scientist. Guys, trust me, never. So I have seen people, they scored 50%, 40%, 60%, something like this. They feel like मेरा तो पास्ट में मेरा एजुकेशन अच्छा नहीं रहा, स्कोर अच्छा नहीं रहा, तो आगे मैं क्या कुछ कर सकता हूँ. So trust me, guys, data science never, you go to any interview, they will never ask you what is your career mark. They see your resume, say that what skill set you have. Based on the skill set, they will take your interview. Nobody in data science asks about your career marks. Guys, if you are good today, you can see a bright future ahead. Do not compare your past. Do not compare your what happened, leave it. But are you ready from today to prepare yourself,
Yes,
to
sir.
showcase yourself? Yes, I'm a hardcore data scientist. They will treat you from your skill set, not from your score. You might have heard in US, a 13 years guy has joined IBM Watson as a chief data scientist. You might have seen his videos in YouTube most of the time, right? He's an Indian guy. So guys, what happened? Data science in Google also, they don't see your education background. They see where you are today, right? So the path, as I said, the first, learn database management programming. Second, learn data visualization skill. Third, learn data mining skill. Fourth, ready for the interview. Project hands-on, resume preparation, mock interviews by industry experts and job applications, and we'll also refer you. These are the four ways we normally treat our students, and we get assured 100% data scientist job opportunities. Right? Clear now, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, in DV analytics, so we have these are the three steps of training which is happening. What we do, we give you real-time experience. We never go through live video recordings and we'll say self-paced learning. We never do that. We do live classes for you, right? Every session voice assignment would be given to you. Post class, the moment I take this class today, the recording is there. We will give you the videos access where you can go and see what is happened to the class today, just in case you want to follow up. Project one-on-one support will give you get hands-on of all five industry projects, right from retail, banking, telecom, e-commerce. We have multiple projects we can give you. We'll also work on your resume preparation. We'll make you mock interviews. We'll also work in a communication skill, which is really required for data scientist. We'll filter you based on your performance as an expert category. We guarantee a job with 100% those who fall into expert category. And when we say guarantee means what? There are multiple companies that are reaching to us asking for candidates. We only refer them candidates where we feel confident with the candidates to be referred there. So you have to prove yourself that we can refer you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So these are the skill set which we are going to cover up during your journey, right? From Excel to SQL to Python to SAS, R, Big Data Hadoop, distributed filing system, Scala data framework, Tableau, Power BI, ClickSense, TensorFlow, along with Keras. This is how your journey will happen. Step 1 to step 5 already I have explained you guys. And during this pandemic, as I said, we have average salary of 16 lakhs, and the normal average years of experience people got through. People also got through 10 years experience. People also got through freshers, but average years of experience 2 to 5 years where people got placed. Okay, so when you say I want to become data scientist, how we can help you? We will look at your regular class attentiveness. We'll see whether you are doing all assignments on time because every tool is followed with lots of assignments. You have to do those assignments with us. Then real-time industry experts complete project will give it to you. We'll work on your communication skill. We'll do a mock interview. If we identified you are an expert category, we'll go for job applications reference. These are the steps that you need to follow with us in next 5 months time. If you are success, we give 100% guarantee for your job. Okay, otherwise we'll provide your resume, we'll provide you projects, everything will support. We will not leave you until you bag the job. If you really want to get the job within 4 to 5 months, we have to follow this way. Otherwise you can always come back and join us any batch. We will give you access to join there. We'll also help you till the time you bag the job. We do not leave students until they bag the job. So these are the companies where our students are getting placed. We hardly go and refer students to Infosys, TCS, or Wipro kind of company. We mostly go with the big MNCs where normally the salaries for data science is a little higher side of domestic companies. So this is where we normally go for referring our candidates, and our students are placed in these other companies. Okay, guys,
Yes, sir.
this is just an
Yes.
example of a student who got placed. So this is what is given here. It was in 2019. By 2020, we have more than 40 plus. So this is what you see. The batches which we have it, which is 60 plus batches, 1700 students got placed through, 85% success rate. And if we talk about all these 2020 batches, including Jan onwards, 14 lakhs is the average salary. But during pandemic, it has gone to 16 lakhs. So here is the students who came from our Bhubaneswar branch as well as Bangalore branch who got success. So Arwaz Khan, he is a BTech, and he joined as a fresher with a package of 8 lakhs. This guy is from, he was working for ANZ, not into having 5 years of experience into operations. He learned data science, he got one saving bank, where we mostly get reference from this bank. He got offered of around 13 lakhs, 12 to 13 lakhs package. This guy got through Morgan Stanley, 3 years of experience, guys, but he has offered 24 lakhs. So it depends on the company, guys, who can offer. Not every company offer the same. Morgan Stanley is a very big band, and they have chosen this guy and given package of 24 lakhs. But it never happens to every students, guys. It is depending on your luck and also the company where your resume is getting shortlisted. This is the guy who was having 6 years of experience, 6 years of gap post BTech, and today he is a successful data scientist. He went through different company, worked there, and now finally he is into Wells Fargo, where he is also getting around 12 to 15 lakhs in between. I'm not very sure exactly the package, but this is how he's getting. This guy is also 1 year experience as a fresher when he came to us. He was from sales background, but today he is proved and he's also getting near to 9 or 10 lakhs package. This guy is also from Bhubaneswar from Trident College, and this guy is also getting not less than 10 lakhs package, having 3 years of experience. She is from Madhya Pradesh and she is of MTech. She also got through the training after 2 years of gap, and today she is working for ANZ. She is getting a very good salary over there, which is not less than 10 lakhs. This guy is also not getting less than 10 lakhs. This guy is also not getting less than 10 lakhs package. This guy is from Silicon Institute in Bhubaneswar. This guy is from Andaman, some BTech college where he got Sarda University. He's a BTech graduate, and she is from MITS Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, where they came from. So, guys, there are many examples of students I can give through. Lots of stories we can talk about the student, but only thing they are successful here because their class attentiveness, regular assignments, and they all got job during the course duration. That is the good part of it, right? So there are more students. I cannot put each and every one of them, but this is what I'm just trying to give you some example of. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how our branches both in Bangalore and Bhubaneswar. This is our student strength, and we really welcome you guys. If you decided to continue with us, we can assure you one thing: DV Analytics treat you like a family, and we guide you like a friend. We will not leave you unless you back the job. But yes, we charge very, very less as compared to what industry charges as per our course curriculum. So don't feel like this is the institute where I have paid money and this is too high. No, it is not too high. And we will value your money, we'll value you until you back the job. We are not going to leave you. So this is what our, I will say, our rules or ethics that we are following for a long time. And this is how our course, these are classrooms which is readily available, but due to pandemic, we are doing classes online till the time we get the permission from government that we can have a classroom training. So this is how guys we have our setup both in Bangalore and Bhubaneswar. Okay. Okay guys. So what I'll do here, I stop this recording.